Yes, good evening, Kajan man. You can start. You're on mute, man. Yes, good evening, Kajan man. You can start. Please unmute. You're already a co-host. You're on mute. Yes, good evening, Kajan man. You can start.
Yeah, now I'm able to finish. Okay. So, respected dignitaries, invited guests, educators, a pleasant evening to all. Education is the process in which we discover the learning adds quality to our lives. Many factors are involved in this process. One of the factors is academic auditing. The purpose of an academic audit is to encourage departments or programs to evaluate their education quality processes. The needs towards total quality management implementation. We are upgrading ourselves, getting knowledge and information on various topics in the current situation. And this is possible due to Bharat Sahodaya. Salam Sir has organized various webinars for us. So a big thank you to Salam Sir. I welcome you all to this 68th training session organized by Bharat Sahodaya. It's my pleasure to invite the guest of honor, Pdca Murli ma'am. We are grateful for your valuable time that we get to share with you, ma'am. I would like to welcome Educating Icon Abdul Sir, General Secretary of Bharat Sahodaya and Principal of Oxford School, Trivandrum. I would also like to invite Hibu Sir, President of Bharat Sahodaya and Chairman of Bharat Edu Survey. I, Ms. Kanchan Joshi, presently working with Akshara International School, Pune, as mathematics subject supervisor and faculty. I'm having 16 years experience in this field. Today we are going to discuss about academic auditing. So let's not delay and we will start our today's session. Let me introduce to you the instructional leader of You are a true leader, sir. Now I would like to welcome our today's guest of honor, Ms. Priya Murli ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Kanchan.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Am I audible? Yeah. So now I would like to welcome our today's guest of honor, Ms. Priya Murli ma'am. Even I would like to welcome Shibu sir, General Secretary of Bharat Sahodaya.
He is the president of Bharat Sahodaya.
Yes,
Mr. Shibu is the...
Yes, President of Bharat Sahodaya. And now I would like to introduce am I audible? I'm having some connectivity issue.
Yes, ma'am. I will speak. Please hold on.
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. So I extend a warm welcome to you once. Let me introduce one more time. I extend a warm welcome to you, sir, and invite you for the presidential speech. Over to you, Salam, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Hearty welcome each and everyone, respected participants, honorable resource person of the day, Priya Murli ma'am, Murli Mash, dear colleagues, Kanchan ma'am, everyone, all present here. Happy to connect once again. The topic is very well known to each and everyone, I assume, and in fact, CBSE is having a total revamping on the system and the assessment, teaching methodology and all. This topic is going to be very relevant very soon, and in fact, in many countries, those who are working abroad and know, it's compulsory that the Minister of Education makes it compulsory for self-auditing of schools, and they also conduct auditing of the schools on a yearly basis. And if you take the case of UAE, there is Dubai, KHDA, and Abu Dhabi, ADAC, and Sharjah, Ministry of Education, and USA is there, UK, Australia, all they have Ministry of Education directly or indirectly conducting academic auditing. And this is, of course, very well, maybe sometimes we may feel it's a headache for, for the school. It's a long process. And also when we announced this topic, many were having doubts. Many were having doubts who all are involved in this process, whether teacher is there, all the heads or the manager or the owner of the school. In fact, academic auditing involves 360-degree appraisal. So it matters with everyone, including the teacher, the pillars of the school. The classroom, the assembly, the conduct, the culture of the school, philosophy of the school, motto, vision, mission, everything is included in the academic auditing. Not just for the sake of formal auditing, it is always better if schools conduct self-auditing. We also conduct, self-assessment of the school, and based on which we have to make our annual pedagogical plan. So we have already done a session on annual pedagogical plan, and when this session is given, when this session is conducted here by our Priya Murali ma'am, we'll get an idea who all are involved in this and what are the processes involved. And this is not going to be the one and only session about academic auditing because it's a long process. And similarly, we will be conducting 2 more sessions for people who are exclusively involved in the process, teachers and the heads. So we'll be conducting sessions separately for them as well. We'll get to know today about the process and all, and we are happy that Priya Murali ma'am has offered this session to us. She is a very experienced, educator, having worked many years in India and more years in the Gulf countries, Oman, as vice principal and as an academic auditor. She is going to throw lights on the important processes of the elements of academic auditing. And we have all, wonderful educators with us, and they can also share their experiences of conducting a self-auditing of the school as well. So I hand over the session to Priya Murali ma'am. Kanchan ma'am, please introduce Priya Murali ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir.
And thanks a lot to all participants. Thank you, Murali sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir, do we have Shibu sir with us today?
I will check.
Okay, so I would
No. You can go ahead.
even like to welcome Shibu, President of Bharat Sahodaya, and has a vast, okay, sir. And he has a vast experience in the field of education as principal and owner of a school. Okay, now let me introduce to you our today's guest of honor, Miss Priya Murali ma'am. CBSE Best Teacher Award 2018, CBSE COE Resource Person. Welcome, ma'am. She has done MS in Curriculum Instruction and Design from Walden University with 25 years experience in education field. She has also completed Peer Accessor for School Quality Assessment and Accreditation SQAA by CBSE. Accessor of NABET. Lead auditors course from the IRCA certified ISO 9001-2008 quality management systems. She was the vice principal of Indian School Muscat. She was appointed advisor to the principal from October 7, 2019. She is the accreditation coordinator for the helping the school getting the accreditation from NABET. Apart from teaching, she played various roles in different fields. Improvement of academic work and curriculum of various classes, head of the sports committee, teacher guide for the environment, science and quiz clubs. She also involved in various activities like PDP, Personality Development Program, comparing press coordinator for the school, helping the school to set up the Maharashtra Dyslexia Association. She worked as a HOD, vice principal, subject supervisor, we must say that she is a woman of walk alone in darkness than follow anyone else's shadow. She has shown a remarkable performance in each area. She has written a quiz book for students. The Principals Conference 2016 was coordinated by ma'am on behalf of ISM. She helped the school to get an accreditation from the NIOS. She was awarded the Best Teacher Award for the primary section category by the Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman, 2013. EDWW Innovation Award for the Work in Inclusive Education, Lucknow, 2015. CBSE Best Teacher Award for the year 2018. We are eagerly waiting to know about academic auditing, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am, for the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Yeah. Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
We'll play. Mr.
Yes,
Mohan,
yes.
please.
Can I begin, sir? Ma'am, can I begin?
Please,
yes,
please.
Yes. So, good evening to all the teacher educators from India and the Gulf. It is great to be with you for this continuous professional development organized by the CBSE Bharat Sahodaya. I appreciate all the teachers and the principals who have enrolled in this webinar and remind you of the advantages of the CPD. Participation in any program which fosters professional development helps, one, to keep pace with the standards of the others in the field, two, to maintain and enhance knowledge and skills to deliver a professional service, three, we stay up to date with the changing trends, four, one becomes more effective in the workplace, five, we have increased understanding of the implications of our work, six, we can help advance the body of knowledge and technology within our profession and organization. Sir, slide 2, please. Yes. At this juncture, I would like to thank the CBSE Sahodaya to have the vision to use this period to handhold the teachers for a training that would help better their own understanding and performance in the classrooms. My gratitude to Principal Dr. Abdul Salam, General Secretary Bharat Sahodaya, and Principal the Oxford School, and Mr. Shibu S., President Bharat Sahodaya, for giving me an opportunity to conduct this webinar. I deem it my duty to thank Ms. Kanchan Joshi to moderate this session. If we are present physically, I'm sure that we would be greeting each other with handshakes. I take this opportunity of greeting each one of you with a virtual rose. Let us begin with the session. Yes, sir. Please move on to slide 3. What does TQM stand for? TQM is nothing but total quality management. Okay, here we will emphasize TQM is the continual process of detecting and reducing or eliminating errors in our system, streamlining the process, improving the customer experience, ensuring that all employees are up to the speed with training. Total quality management aims to hold all the stakeholders involved in the production process accountable for the overall quality of the final product or service. Beautifully developed by William Deming, a management consultant whose work had a great impact on Japanese manufacturing. So, what do we get by adopting this framework? First, strengthened competitive position. Our processes within the organization all across the segments improves. So the visibility is obvious. 2, adaptability to changing or emerging market conditions and to environmental or other government regulations. So becoming aware of your situation, understanding change, building your skills and knowledge, right? Then 3rd, higher productivity based on the principle of satisfaction of external and internal customers and continuous improvement. And one of the ways to introduce TQM within a business is to invest in enterprise resource planning system. We always call it as ERP in schools, to increase productivity. Now, enhanced market image. Because of good practices, the image of your institution in the education world is significant. 5, reduced costs and better cost management. When applied consistently over time, TQM can reduce costs throughout an organization, especially in areas of rework. 6, higher profitability, productivity improvement. Productivity increases significantly since employees are spending much less of their time chasing down and correcting errors. Increased productivity means more output per employee, which typically results in increased profits. Next, very important point, improved customer focus and satisfaction. Since the institution has better services and its interactions with the parents are relatively error-free, there should be fewer complaints. Fewer complaints may also mean that the resources devoted to parents can be reduced. Then, increased employee morale. The ongoing and proven success of TQM, and in particular, the participation of employees in that success, can lead to a noticeable improvement in employee morale, which in turn reduces employee turnover and therefore reduces the cost of hiring and training new employees. And the most important aspect, improved and innovative processes, right? Innovation is doing things differently and quality is doing things better. Both are needed. Adapt systems which combine organizational resources, available technology, thorough market research, and analysis to launch truly innovative ideas that meet strategic growth objectives. This was a little theory part. Let us, from now on, we will move to the much more practical aspect of the auditing. Yes, sir, please move ahead. Yes. What are the advantages? Why should we have academic audit, right? The academic audit is a faculty-driven model of ongoing self-reflection, collaboration, teamwork, and peer feedback, right? It is based on structured conversations among faculty, stakeholders, and peer reviewers, all focused on a goal. What is that goal? To continuously improve quality processes in teaching and learning and thus enhance student success. During this self-study phase of academic audit, the faculty look at the key activities that regularly improve the quality of teaching and learning. Faculty members reflect on how they organize their work and how they use data to make decisions. The faculty may also note opportunities for improvement during the self-study phase and thus identify initiatives for improvement. These are undertaken during ensuing years. The academic model, audit model, also involves a review by peers called the academic auditor team. This team reviews a program's self-study report, conducts a virtual site visit if it is not possible, then and writes its own report that includes commendations, affirmations, and recommendations for continual improvement. The key word, there is no fault finding. There is no what you call, oh, you did it wrong or you did that wrong. No. The main idea is only continual improvement. I repeat. Okay. Now, hands on your chat box, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you have you done audit? And how many of us have been involved, or how many of us are involved in organizations doing audit? May I have your responses now in the chat box, please? Nobody? Type in, please. No. Okay, you're an auditor. Right. Brilliant, Vinita. Yes, brilliant. Good number of people. No problem if you are not. You will learn like me. I have learned so many things. Brilliant. Okay, some of you all are saying that you all are doing it. Very, very nice. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Krishna Tiwari. Yes, good. Very good. Kiran Gupta Sharma. Excellent. Komal Jagpal. You all do audit, right? Arunima. Fabulous. Weekly basis. Wow. Then Biji Suresh is doing as a coordinator. Wonderful. Wonderful. Excellent. That is the essence. So some of you all are aware, right? And some of you all have not yet begun. Now, I was just telling Salam sir yesterday when I was having a small conversation with him. Many a times the auditors, every time they would tell, no ma'am, there is improvement required here. There is an improvement required here. You know, I used to do whatever they would say for the school, and our team used to do whatever they would say. I mean, they would want for the school, but every time they would say, no, it could be better if it is this way. And so we only thought of it as a process of continual improvement. That is my main aim, right? Brilliant. Slide 5, sir, please. Now, who all can be involved in academic audit, right? See here, when teachers are working together, nobody is as powerful as a teacher, right? Nobody is as powerful as a teacher. Everybody is created by us. So the power lies in our hands. So when teachers are working together, they can do powerful things to improve student learning. So who could be a part of this academic audit, right? So different combinations are possible. Teachers of a particular department, combination of teachers come HODs, then HODs of the department. Fourth point, assistant vice principal, HODs, teachers. Principal should be a part of the academic audit, right? Assistant vice principal, HODs, teachers. You know, there's different combinations possible. Vice principal, of course, right? So it is coined differently in different schools. That's why I didn't use the word vice principal. Some say assistant principal, some say assistant, some say some schools necessarily coin it as vice principal. So just I'm saying principal, vice principal, assistant vice principal, HODs, teachers. You could I mean, juggle around with the combination as per the size of your institution. Am I very clear? Yes. Sir, the next slide, please. Now, this is the very, very important slide, right? Now, why is it important? What are the different elements of the academic audit? Now, according to me, that there are, from whom I have learned, my teacher told me that there are 5 elements of academic audit. What are those objectives, right? So, have we consciously considered? See, when I'm now speaking, I will speak from a school point of view, right? Have we consciously considered what students who complete our courses program should know and be able to do, okay, for their abilities and responsibilities as citizens? Do we use and document information gathered from employers, former students, senior institutions, right? So what I am trying to say is, have we gathered some information? Have we done some survey? Have we collected some feedback regarding what is necessary for our students? Have we determined the learning objectives? Point 1. Second point, designing curriculum and co-curriculum. How do we determine what is taught, in what order, and from what perspective? Do we work collaboratively on curriculum design? Do we consider out of classroom activities that could be complemented or integrated into the curriculum? Okay, this is the second most important point. Third point, designing teaching and learning methods. How are teaching and learning organized for students in your school? What methods will be used when you expose the students for the first time? Okay, then how do you stimulate student involvement with the material? Do you allow students to give feedback? Do we analyze teaching and learning processes on a regular basis? See, this is very, very important. Fourth very important aspect, what measures and indicators do we use to assess student learning? Have we defined indicators or measures of achievement based upon our stated learning objectives? Who is responsible for the assessment? Do we base decisions on facts? That is the most important thing. Then the fifth important point, are we organized to ensure that our mutual department objectives and priorities are implemented consistently? Okay, do we work collaboratively to implement improvement initiatives, right? Then next slide, sir. Now, principles of what you call academic audit. As very rightly shown in the slide, together everyone achieves more. The focus on the process should be your main aim as an auditor. Second, extraordinary leadership. All principals or heads of institution, should ensure that the audit is conducted in a, very fair manner, right? Then third point, collaboration is the key, right? Then data-driven decisions, then use best practices, keep continuous improvement as one of your goals, right? Then putting the parents first, okay? Then job training, right? Now hands on your chat box, ladies and gentlemen. Hands on your chat box again. Can you tell me as to where all you do collaboration in schools? I'm looking for good answers. Where all do you do collaboration in schools? Different groups. Okay. Activity, right, Priya Sridharan? Come on. Somebody else for all activities, planning, right? Integrated activity, projects, devising teaching strategies, management, lesson planning, subject integration. Wow. Assemblies, curriculum planning, multidisciplinary projects, cultural programs, peer observation, annual day, exams, events and celebrations. Wonderful. Co-scholastic and scholastic activities, professional learning communities. Wonderful, Geeta. Wonderful. Excellent, excellent. Right. So you have a fair idea of what collaboration means, right? Now, sir, can you move on? Community outreach program. Brilliant, Ankita. Very good. And Swati, annual plan. Too good. In almost everything. That is how an excellent school should be, Kiran. Brilliant. International projects, Samida. Wonderful. That's nice. Absolutely fabulous. Curriculum, Priyanka. Brilliant. Right? Jyoti Lakshmi, lesson planning. Excellent. Excellent. Fabulous. Right. Now, what should we next focus on, right? Now, we should focus on collaboration for curricular, co-curricular activities, as well as mentoring of new teachers, rotational responsibilities. Now, when I say CBSE conducts, just see, whatever I'm giving you is, just a small piece of cake today. Okay, small piece, a slice of cake. So please, my examples could vary from school to school, right? So just CBSE conducts its grade 10 or grade 12 examinations regularly. So our teachers from primary and middle schools sent for invigilation duty. See, this is one of the point for consideration for collaboration. Then a middle school or senior school teacher who is involved in training involved in training for primary school students for dance, drama, or sports races, right? Is it done in your school? And now, do you participate in any academic project for collaboration? Then a teacher in the senior school is on long leave. Can the teacher from the middle school who has the necessary skill set be given a chance to work with the senior school students? Is the mentoring of the new teachers done? Why? Why should mentoring be done? See, this is very, very important area. Is the new teacher orienting herself, okay, to the culture of the profession, okay, and the day-to-day realities within the school? Then inefficient routines. See what happens. Teachers often find themselves teaching unfamiliar content to unfamiliar students in an unfamiliar grade level using unfamiliar materials. This is all for these new teachers, right? But in the beginning of careers, okay, teachers aren't as efficient with allocating their time and energy. So, are you doing this? Then stress and fatigue. New teachers, expend a lot of energy and effort learning to balance the management of their classroom and professional role with their personal life. See, these are things which you should help them. Okay, how to quickly correct the papers, where should you go on, how should you teach in the class, how should you handle difficult parents. All this comes only because of your mentoring. Then lots of demands. Even with conventional knowledge, please remember, skills and support, new teachers need help meeting the specific needs, okay, of the specific students within their specific classrooms. Brilliant. Now, okay. Now, can any one teacher type the mission of their school? Come on, let's see. And I forgot one point. I'm so sorry. In the meantime, this rotational responsibilities. Every teacher should be, one minute. Yes. 1 minute. No. 1 minute. I'm sorry, I jumped to that point. I do not know how. See, rotational responsibilities. Okay. Rotational responsibilities are to be given by every HOD to the teacher. This time you have done this job. Next time you do this job. Next time you have done the job. The third time you should be doing some other job. Every year. I'm telling you to change duties for teachers every year. Likewise, the vice principal should be responsible enough to rotate duties for HODs as well as assistant vice principal. Now, why I'm saying is, they should not be complacent. They should not sit in a comfort zone thinking that what they know is sufficient. Rotational responsibilities provides challenges to teachers. It helps teachers to, grow to the next level. Right. Now, sorry for this. Now, can anybody type out the mission of the school? Global citizens, Shejal, Priya, Sridhar, and holistic development. Brilliant. Anybody else? To make a man whole? 1 minute. Overall development of the personality, to make a career growing up good. Excellent. Then I see excellence in education. Brilliant. Too good. Absolutely good. Congenial environment for academic and co-curricular activities, preparing students to face challenges, spiritual importance, to make the best versions of themselves, quality education in low cost. Brilliant. Education for peace and prosperity, creating future leaders, positive environment, making global leaders for tomorrow, to be creative, competitive, and confident individuals, enhance experiential learning, expand, explore, excel, illumine the inner eye. Brilliant, super brilliant. Now, sir, can you move to the next slide? Right. Now, always review of the mission and the vision. Now, you cannot review the vision every year, but my humble request to all the educators is review the mission. What is a mission? What is the difference between a mission and vision? Vision is something that you set for long term. Mission is the small steps taken by the school to reach the vision, right? So vision is that. So you got to know the difference between vision and mission. Revisit your mission statement once a year to see how far you have achieved. Now, next, very, very important, Pdca cycle. It should be on your fingertips. Do a review for every activity. Please do a Pdca review. Now, what happens? The planning phase is the most important. P stands for plan. That's where management, along with the associates, identify the problems to see what really needs to be addressed. Okay, so they are trying to determine a root cause, right? P of plan. Then do, D, right? The doing phase, strategies are developed to try to fix those problems identified in the planning phase. Employees may implement solutions, and if a solution doesn't appear to work, it is back to the drawing board. Then the third very important aspect of the cycle is check. The checking phase is the before and the after. So after you have made these changes, you will see how they are doing. Then the fourth important aspect of the cycle is act. The acting phase is the presentation or the documents of the results to let everybody know, hey, here's how we are doing it. Here's how it is now. This is the new way, and this is what we should address going forward, right? Then projects for continual improvement of teaching and learning. Does your school provide entrance exam coaching? See, these are all just suggestive. Huh? Please, don't mistake me for the examples. Does your school provide entrance exam coaching to students? Okay. Then, does your school provide facility to students for writing SAT exams? Does your school have tie-up with foreign schools for doing collaboration work on academic exchange? Then, does your school provide training for our students to perform well in the music exam conducted by the Trinity College London? Does your school have has your school developed an IEP for differently abled students, right? The next slide, sir. Yes. What should we focus on as a school in the audit? First, recruitment. How does the school go for recruitment? Okay. Then ads, or in leading newspapers, or advertisements in LinkedIn, etc. Are teachers recruited through a proper process, that is shortlisting, written test, demo, face-to-face interview, etc. Now, does the educational qualification of the teacher suit the skill set for the role appointed? Then, is there an appointment letter that follows, that explains the basic terms and conditions of working at the school, right? How is the selection informed? This is with regard to recruitment. Next, admission. What is the process followed for admission? How is the vacancy intimated to parents? How is the process intimated to parents? What is the process by itself, right? Then what about the written tests for higher classes? What are the processes I need to keep in place to ensure that admissions occur hassle-free and smoothly? The third important thing, teaching and learning. The most important thing, teaching. We are in the school because of the students. That we should always bear in mind. How is a new child introduced to the class? What are the new activities that we propose to conduct? Okay, it should be sent to all departments, right? Then it should be compiled. Okay, then how is a parent guided to the class and class teacher? How is a parent orientation program conducted at the start of the year? What are the different learning activities that the school will conduct for a particular grade level? To name a few: art competition, then storytelling competition, exhibition, maths day, experiential learning activities, etc. What will we do to ensure, okay, that the child is happy in school, and learning to take place at the optimum, right? Now, let us now focus on some of the yet other important processes in the school. The examination process, very, very important process. You should not take it lightly at all. Complaint handling, health and safety procedures and practices, right? Now, examination process. Is there an examination in charge appointed? Is the schedule and portions well communicated in advance? How many sets of paper should the teacher set? Who will select the set of questions? Who will be responsible for the printing of paper? Will the teachers analyze the question paper? The analysis of the numbers present against absent also needs to be done. When will the teachers finish the checking of the question paper? That is the time duration. When will the result analysis be done? When will the results be declared to the students? Next, complaint handling. Sorry, sir. Backside. Yes, sorry. Yes. Complaint handling, right? At what levels can you receive complaints? Now, how is the flow of complaints? What are the various ways in which you can receive complaints? How do you resolve complaints? This is the success of your institution. This is where the success lies. Then, how much time duration do you need? Does a parent need to escalate the complaint? Suppose there is a complaint which has come to you and you have not acted upon the complaint. How long will the parent need to escalate it to the next layer? And even if the next layer is not acted upon, how much time? The time frame also should be indicated. And the most important thing, what is the time duration to close the complaint? Health and safety procedures. Very, 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 very crucial. What are the health plans that you have for your teachers? Are they covered by health insurance? What kind of security systems do you have in your premises? Fire alarm, CCTV, army personnel, it could be anything. Is there an infirmary in your premises? Who takes care of the infirmary? Are the nurses informed about the students suffering from allergies? Does the school have a tie-up with any hospital or doctors to take care of the staff and the students? Does a school own an ambulance? Can teachers avail sick leave, maternity leave, etc.? Now, I'm sure we can avail, but what is the duration? Everything should be a part of your process, right? Does an intimation reach the parent when the child is absent to school, right? Next slide, please. Most important, finance. Yes, sir. Right? Now, who conducts? Although this is a direct function, okay, of the principal, we indirectly support this. Okay, what are the new activities? So every process that I'm telling you, my humble request would be to tell you to make, how you conduct is the first thing that you should prepare for every institution, nominee who's present here today, right? So what are the new activities that we propose to conduct? Now, this should be sent to all departments, department-wise. Then it should be compiled. Now, each one will say, I want this, I want that, I want this for the working next year. All this should be compiled. It should be redirected and sent to principal for further action. What are the different costs that the school has to incur for the next year? It is suggested, principals are here, even, and some of them are to be principals now, and in a due course of time. So whenever you are a principal of a school, I suggest that you make long-term, short-term, as well as medium-term financial plan, right? Then what is the feasibility of the proposal? Okay, based on student enrollment, teacher salaries, and other costs related to the institution. This also you should keep in mind. Then there should be an internal as well as external audit for financial transactions, right? Now, some schools display the balance sheet, okay, maybe shared to the parents. I said some schools, okay, it is only suggestive, okay. Then there should be a budget discussion with all the senior leaders of the school. Where can we cut costs? What sort of increment are we giving to the teachers? What are the new facilities that we propose to give to the students? What infrastructure spending are we proposing to do this year? Some of the thoughts which came to my mind while preparing for this presentation, right? Next slide, sir. Yes, physical infrastructure, very, very important. Are we planning to have new classrooms next year? Are we going to refurbish our laboratories, right? Then are we going to have separate laboratories for physics, chemistry, mathematics, ED, or the composite lab? Are we planning to have a separate library for each section of the school? Now, am I planning to have 50 new computers purchased for teaching learning? Am I planning for an auditorium, separate art room, etc.? Does my school have ramps for the physically challenged students? Does it have special toilets for to support the differently abled children? Does it have new toilets for staff? Is clean drinking water available for staff and students? And these support facilities and infrastructure facilities are to be done in compliance with the CBSE rules, right? Then hands on the chat box again. Come on. Brilliant. I'm waiting. Okay. A favorite question for all teachers. Can you state any one teaching learning material that you have found interesting to use? Come on, start. Hands on your chat box. Devika has said igniting young minds. Okay, fine. 1 minute. Yes, smart board, word wall, brilliant. Live worksheets, LED panel, then globes and maps, an app has been, then Nearpod, digital tools, Kami, videos, flashcards, Neopads, Padlet. Wow, brilliant. PPT, interactive boards, videos, blended learning, okay, is the method, right? Then gaming in class, right? Then live worksheets, right? Quiz, digital tools, right? Kahoot, okay, very nice. Then mind mapping, flipped class. These are, okay, outside environment. These are all methods. Audio visuals, Microsoft Forms, Google Forms, all that. These are, okay, teaching, you using it for these purposes. Concept diaries, right, right. Brilliant, brilliant. Now, sir, can you move on to the next slide? Now, the most important thing, please plan for resources for teaching learning materials, ICT, as well as for co-curricular activities, right? See, depending on the availability of resources in your school, right? Ensure that ICT is in place, right? Then audio discs, nobody uses nowadays, but depending on the school's availability, please, I'm suggesting as per the school, this thing, then reference books, encyclopedias, magazines, newspapers, posters, maps, diagrams, graphs, then mock-ups, then diorama, globes, relief maps, puppets, okay, film strips, OHP. Now see, it may be not in use in most of the schools, OHP and all, but still some schools use, and I don't know what all you use. So I'm just generally giving the list of teaching learning materials. Now, although we are in a computer age, yet some of the schools have to, migrate to that level, so ensure that your ICT is very well linked with the teaching learning materials, right? And the most important thing, plan for your different co-curricular activities as well. Okay, then the next slide, sir. The policy for recruitment, okay, staff induction and 360 degrees appraisal. Now, when I say policy for recruitment, this is very, very important. No favoritism, no biasness, no I like you policy. All this doesn't work here, okay? If you have a process, see, I believe that my school should work in my absence if I'm a head. If you are an HOD, you should believe that your school should work, your teacher should work in your absence. The vice principal or the assistant principal should think that in spite of her being absent, okay, the entire system works. In other words, we are making our school a process-driven organization, right? So there should be a policy for recruitment. What is the policy? How should you go about advertising? Ensure equality of opportunity. The school will advertise all vacant posts to encourage as wide as a field of applicants as possible. Normally, this entails an external advertisement. Okay. Then any advertisement will make clear the school's commitment to safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children. Then application forms, right? School uses its own application forms, and all applicants for employments would be, required to complete an application form containing questions about their academic and full employment history. Why I'm telling you all this is it should be a part of your process. Then interviews. There are a minimum of 2 rounds. It could be 3 rounds in your school, no problem. But you have to, mention that in your process. Then the interview process will explore the applicant's ability to carry out the job description and meet the person's specification. It will enable the panel to explore any anomalies or gaps which have been identified in order to satisfy themselves that the chosen applicant can meet the safeguarding criteria. Okay? And references, always pre-employment reference check for shortlisted applicants should be done. Okay? That should be also done. Then an offer of appointment should be given. Okay? And there should be a new employee process, right? Then medical fitness. The applicant is required to provide a medical fitness report once appointed to a post at the school after the employment has been made, but before the appointment can be confirmed. See, these are all suggested. No, no hard and fast rule. Please do it as per your school requirements. Then the most important aspect, what sir said, a 360-degree appraisal. What is this 360-degree appraisal? See, we always have, just one person who appraises us, or at the most 2 or 3 people. In case of teachers, it will be HOD. In case HOD, assistant vice principal, and of course, principal. Principal will not know so much as the other layers know. But a 360-degree appraisal, please note, can be defined as an employee performance review process in which an employee is collectively rated, please listen to me very carefully, by subordinates, co-workers, and managers, right? It helps organization gain valuable insights into organizational leadership, team functions, and overall company culture, right? It increases, now this is the most important point, it increases performance of the employees if done unbiasedly. That's very, very important, right? Now, slide 16, sir. Right. Very, very important. The board said that as per the National Education Policy 2020, teachers and principals should participate in at least 50 hours of compulsory professional development program every year. Now, as a teacher, please do some quality program for a month or so every year to bring improvement in yourselves, right? Then incentive or rewards. Please give incentives to teachers based on their appraisals, okay? Please give in-house awards if deserving. Give it on Teachers' Day. Give letters of appreciation to teachers for the smallest job well done, okay? Then incentive to teachers when they complete their master's or doctoral program, then appreciation for teachers whose students have done exceptionally well in the board exams, that is at standard 10 and standard 12 exams. Then the leave policy for staff and students, very, very important, right? What is the leave policy prevalent to our staff? How many casual leaves do they get, right? Then how much annual leave do they get? Then please document all kinds of leaves that you offer to your teachers. Whom all should the teachers inform when they take leave? Is the ERP in place for leave management? What kind of documents do the teachers need to submit after they resume work, right? Then for students, how should the leave of the student be intimated to the class teacher if the leave exceeds 3 days. What if your student is absent for the test or the examination or that activity or the project which is going to be graded? What is the process if the child suddenly falls sick in school? How do you, reach the parent? All this should be documented. Collect the numbers of parents and guardians for the safety of the students. Now, I know of instances, okay, wherein first number is shut down, second number is shut down. So take guardian's number. This and all I'm telling you based on my experience. Yes. So please do the needful with regard to health and safety, health and leave policy, right? Now, next, this is again connected with safety. Sir, next slide, sir. Now, obviously, our curriculum is, what CBSE says, and CBSE definitely promotes the holistic development of the child, the all-round development of the child, the well-being of the child as a whole, right? So then the lesson plans, okay, individual lesson plans to be prepared by teachers. Do not allow copying of plans for convenience. Okay, and when are they to be submitted? When are they to be returned to teachers? Please document all this, right? Then annual plan, curriculum plan. Please ensure it is ready by March of every year. See, if the school starts in June, it should be ready by March. So it should start, preparation for it should start long ago. Okay. Please involve all your teachers to prepare the annual plan in terms of range of activities. Sometimes the best minds, create the best solution. So give chance, give plenty of chance. Then when the plan is prepared by them, the most important aspect, they own the plan and they execute it well. Then the school plan. Now ensure it is ready by Jan of every year. Now, Jan 22 for June 22 of next year. So I hope you got my point. Then school calendar. Please involve the teachers to prepare the school calendar. Please, you don't prepare, then broader activities can be done by school leaders. And after the draft is ready, share it with the teachers again to ensure that there is no overlapping of events and critical analysis also. Share the calendar on the school website, right? Then next slide, please. Then organization of cultural, literary, and sports activities. Help your students participate in a wide array of activities for fun, for education, and as a development of skill. What is the advantage of it? To give students the opportunity to be involved in activities, all activities, and to give those students with special talents a chance to extend themselves and to grow in areas of their expertise, right? Then, so you should have the procedure set for all this. What is the procedure for selection of students for sports events, class activities, class competitions, inter-class competitions, inter-school competitions, state level competitions, national level competitions? So please document it. That is my humble request to each one of you. Next, sir. What should we focus on? Okay. The higher and lower order skills taught during the learning sessions, right? The Bloom's taxonomy, right? Remembering, understanding, applying, then analyzing, evaluating, creating. Okay. Please, ensure that your question papers are a mix of all these taxonomical verbs, okay, and it should be not remembering questions, because remembering questions lead your students to nowhere. It should be a blend of questions, across your question paper. Okay. Then conducting students, what are the skills that we will develop in our students? Okay. And that is what we will focus on. And what are the different student activities that we will provide for the improvement of learning? Okay. Then sports and physical development. We should also focus on sports and physical development, right? Then some of the competitions that you can conduct for your students are recitation competitions, spell bee. You can help your students participate in Olympiads and various competitions. Each school has a big list of competitions, right? Then, okay, hands on your chat box, ladies and gentlemen, once again, right? Now,
Priya ma'am, is your camera on or I cannot see? Kanchan ma'am, can you see?
Yes. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry, sir. In between, I'm clicking, so maybe it's because of that. Right. Now, the next important thing, the ethical values. Okay. Hands on your chat box. What are the ways in which your school fosters value education? Please type in the chat box. Through moral stories, MEP, morning assemblies, role plays, invigilation-free exams, visit to homes, then enrichment period, assembly, then gratitude notes, lovely zero period, visit to orphanage, well-being period, ink with concept, grandfather day, moral science class, quality circle time discussions. Brilliant. Thank you day. Excellent. Value education. Fabulous. Okay. Club activities, right? Celebrations and talks, daily one moral sentence discussion. Fabulous. Fantabulous. Charity drives, quality discussions, outreach activities, book donation, life skills, cultural activities. Every lesson is planned with a moral value, Seva projects, celebration of International Day, Amritam projects, honesty shop, brilliant, superb. Charity home, visiting a charity home, charity program, etc. Right. So how do we inculcate values to our students, right? Through assemblies, graded value education program. What are the difference? See, this is all should be a part of your process. What are the different kinds of values that you want students to develop by the time they finish grade 12? What are we doing to ensure that the teaching learning process is a good and happy experience for our students? Please now here one Awaken Citizens program, right? Then please only check the feedback suggested for improvement and value the suggestion given. That's it, right? Then don't bother about anything else. Then what are the systems in place to ensure that there are improvements in learning or no improvements in learning? What do you do when there are no improvements in learning? Now, when there are no improvements in learning, you refer the child to a counselor or a special educator, right? Then now hands on your chat box again. What are the different child-centered methods that you follow? Please, hands on your chat box. Come on. I can give you a list, but I want you to tell me the list. Come on. Flip learning, hands-on activities, right? Experiential learning, encouraging students to ask questions, peer learning, STEM, fish bowl, very good, buddy system, one-to-one, then activity-based learning, storytelling, TED Talk, excellent case study, multiple assessments, peer learning, icebreaker activities, group study, mock teaching, project-based learning, fabulous, just fabulous. Puppet making, then differentiated teaching, wonderful, cooperative learning, search to win, turncoat activities, Lovely. Calligraphy is one of your activities. Self-assessment, brilliant. Exit cards, MUN. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely. Role play. Excellent. Excellent. Brilliant. Right. So I'm not going to suggest anything beyond this list, right? But I repeat for the benefit of all the participants, I'm just giving you 9 or 10 of them. Learning by doing, experiential learning, dramatization, role play, drama as a pedagogy, puppetry, mind mapping, peer learning, STEM projects, etc. Fabulous. Big round of applause to each one of you. Club and house activity, hand puppets, design thinking, lovely. Students class, lovely Krishna, lovely, excellent, fabulous. Just sketch, artwork, lovely Noor, lovely. It's too good, right? Now, sir, the next slide, please. Then the integration I told you of ICT and teaching learning materials, okay, assessment and evaluation, continual improvement in teaching and learning, effective recording, analysis, and reporting of results. Now, is there an integration of ICT with TLM? Please process this all down, what I'm telling you. Will we introduce coding for our students? Document how you propose to integrate ICT and TLM. What will you teach to students using technology? Are you going to give additional periods to teach to students for technology? Then, most important, check the usage of teaching learning materials by the teachers. That is, here I'm referring to the e-content, right? Then, assessment. Most important, where we all don't do, okay? Do a data-driven check of your assessment and evaluation. This will give you insights on fluctuation in the performance of the teachers as well as the students. Then continual improvement in teaching and learning. What new benchmarks will I set for my students? How as a school will I improve the benchmark related to the performance of the students, right? Then where do I want my school to improve and which area can they improve, right? Then how do I record the marks of the students? Who else will cross-check that list, right? Very, 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 very important. Who will analyze your results, okay? Then present the data in relation to the program's identified goals and objectives. This is where we are expected to do. Then use qualitative and quantitative methods to present a well-balanced picture of the goals. Okay. Then vary your analysis and reporting procedures according to identified audience, right? Then develop recommendations based on the analysis of data and using identified goals as a framework within which to accomplish suggested changes, right? Then reporting the results, very, very important. What did you do? Why did you do it? What did you find? How will you use it? And what is your evaluation of the assessment itself? Yes, sir. Next slide. Now, see here, what should we focus on? There is only one thing as a teacher you should focus on. Don't bother about anybody. The focus should be only on continuous improvement, nothing more, please. Continuous improvement. Right, next slide, sir. Now, this is another very important area where you should have a process for the counseling services, okay? And the duties of the school counselor should be should be drafted very well, okay? Then it could include providing instruction to the instruction on psychological and social issues. Please consolidate all the duties in the process. Then vocational guidance, then counseling, early intervention, okay, special needs services, right? Then cope with school or community related violence, accidents, trauma, etc. Right? And important, the individual plan for the special needs students, right? How do you propose to help these differently abled students? Right. Sir, next slide. Okay. What should we focus on in the library? Does the library promote? Again, this should be a very, very important process. Okay. As a part of your audit, you should do this. Promote information literacy by helping students develop skills to find, evaluate, use, create, and share information and knowledge, enrich student reading experiences, provide teachers with professional support. This is the role of a librarian. Okay, please document all this very, very carefully. Source and deliver suitable and current resources in multiple formats. Okay, maintain collections that meet the needs of the school community. Right now, for labs, please audit your lab once a term. Please, I am very particular about this lab audit. Okay, so please audit your lab. Once a term, and report about the improvements required to your principal. Now, check stock register, not as and when you require your material. Please, this is a very, very serious area. So please, labs should be done, audit should be done once a term. Even so, if your lab register in place, yes, and your stock register, it will be in place. Right. Sir, the next slide. Internal audit. So, internal audit should be done once a year. Okay. Complaint handling should be the most effective process of the school, right? And continual improvement projects, I'll just suggest a few, whatever I know, some of them, the latest ones. Set up a hydrophonic unit in your school, increasing scores of not so academically strong students by at least 10%. Infrastructure related, provide best seating arrangement to your staff and students. This could be one of your improvement projects. Then improving the benchmarks in academics. This year my school topper got 97%. Next year I want him to get be the national topper. Okay, so this is how you keep improving your benchmarks, and nobody is going to ask you if you didn't achieve it, but you should make an attempt to try, right? Then introducing internships for your students. Now with NEP 2020, the new thing. So as a teacher, see how you can collaborate with the parent, see how you can, create internship opportunities for maybe even 1 week, find out from your parents, who have their own companies or who have contacts with companies, inform. Of course, your principal will take an upper lead in this, no doubt, but you also should help your school to move to the next level with this guidelines, right? Then review the feedback given to you every year by your parents, teachers, students of higher classes. Please, when I say students of higher classes, it means from class 6 to 10. Don't ask what is the name of the teacher and all. We are not interested in all that. We are only interested in knowing how can we show improvement, okay, or where all we need to improve for the benefit of our school and for the benefit of our students. That should be the only thought process in our mind, right? Then the last slide, I think, sir. Yes, sir. Please move, sir. Sir, can you please shift the slide, sir? Yes. Now, yes. Question and answers. Yes, ma'am. Kanchan, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Dear participants, now if you are interested to ask any questions, please go ahead. You can just raise your hand in a chat box. Yes.
Yes, there's one question. Can I answer this from Bhuvaneshwari? With your permission, Kanchan, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
See, there's one teacher who has asked me how to document our academic details. Now, when we say academic details, are we referring to the processes? Are we referring to the processes? Bhuvaneshwari, ma'am, can you, sir, can you?
Yes, Madam Bhuvaneshwari, you can raise your hand. We'll be unmuting. You can speak.
Can you unmute her, sir? Please, we are not able to understand.
Madam, please raise your hand. We cannot spot you. Ms. Bhuvaneshwari, she had asked this question sometime back.
Yes. So we'll help her, sir. So I just want to ask. Bhuvaneshwari, Sindhu Pillai has also raised her hand.
Okay, so shall I mute Sindhu Pillai, ma'am?
Yes, first. Yes, you ask. Yes, Sindhu.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm unmuting, ma'am.
Yes. Please unmute Sindhu, please.
Yeah, Sindhu, ma'am, you can now ask your question.
Yes, Sindhu, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, very audible. Please.
First and foremost, let me express my gratitude to you, ma'am. Your session was very wonderful and awesome. A lot of things I could learn from you, I could understand from you. Ma'am, my question is actually connected to this and little different also at the same time. Ma'am, like we are on digital mode. The entire learning process is going through online system. So I was a bit apprehensive how we can improve our children, particularly the slow learners in the class, where they are very slow in responding to the online system. Even after teachers put on lots of questions, they don't switch on the audios or they don't switch on the videos. And even when we try to contact them like at a different time, parents to an extent support them. The child is very shy, or the child doesn't want to speak out, or he doesn't know. So at this moment, in this situation particularly, how can we help such children? That's my question, ma'am.
On mute, madam. Priya, ma'am, you're on mute.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. So please, it's an excellent question. And it is very, very relevant to the problems or the challenges that we are facing within the classroom. Now, I know you may think that this lady is a little mad, but I will tell you one very, very important thing. I'm telling based on my practical experience, nothing more than that. During this online classes, most of these special children, or this, we should not use the word special, it is differently abled is what is the correct word. These differently abled children do not come in front of the camera. Why? It could be various reasons that
Madam is stuck, I think. I don't know, sir, you can close the PPT. I think she is disconnected.
Yeah.
So those who have questions, you can write in the chat box meanwhile. And Kanchan ma'am, please make a note of it and you can shoot it when she comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, I will do that.
Questions
So,
may
dear
be not
participants,
put in the chat box.
Yes. So dear participant, you can write your questions in the chat box, and even feedback form is shared. Right, sir? We have shared a feedback form also in the chat box.
Vinodji, you have any questions? Yes. And I hope this was an informative session. Everybody, most of them, have positive comments. Definitely, we will be coming with the second, third part exclusively for teachers and heads separately, because there is a lot of things to take care. And yes, sir, let Madam join. Meanwhile, you can put the questions in the chat box. And there's a lot of things to take care, and we would request Madam to give us a checklist, so that the checklist will help us. Yes, Madam is back. Yeah. Madam, please unmute.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was answering that question on differently abled children. Okay. So what I suggest is, ma'am, they don't have very high span of attention, right? So what I suggest is maybe half an hour a day or something, the teacher has to spend one-to-one dealing with that child. That is the only way probably it will work. It is not going to work at all otherwise. This is, I'm referring to when the students are highly dyslexic or highly autistic. They can't sit. They can't sit for more than maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So see if you can work on simple things with them, right? Everybody knows the way the world is now in, right? The next question. Is it clear, ma'am? Yes.
Miss Sarida, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? I think somebody asked me.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful session.
Yes.
My question is a little bit strange, actually. We talked about rewards and incentives.
Yes.
Should there be any deterrence? And if yes, if in case we are not meeting any standards, should there be any deterrence at all? Or how do we keep a check on that?
Yes, very wonderful question. See, a deterrent is, what is the role of a leader? First, tell me, what is the role of a leader? Tell me, what is the role of a leader? If I was your leader, if you are my leader, what is your role? Tell me. I'm not able to hear you, my dear. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Yes, right now, I've been able to unmute myself. A leader is the one who actually supports his staff or her staff, gives positive and sensible reinforcements and feedback. So, it's also the responsibility, I believe, where he or she needs to take care that things are going as per plan. And if not, we need to keep a check on that in the initial stage only, so that it doesn't spiral out of control.
You have yourself given the answer. You have yourself given the answer. So, whose role it is to bring up the teacher's ability or the teacher's potential is the role of your assistant principal or your HOD or your your own colleagues. Correct? That is to lift everybody up is your actual role. Now, I will give you one example. What I used to do. There were some teachers who would not perform. Exactly what you are saying. There are teachers who will not perform. What I used to do, call them separately. Okay. Then make them write lesson plans individually, check the lesson plan, teach them to demonstrate in front of the class, dummy class. Okay, great, excellent, outstanding, motivate them with words, good words, kind words, and your standard slowly improves. There's no overnight thing, Yes, and you will find there is improvement. There will be kindness pays a lot when you are handling teachers. You show your power and arrogance, show it to your husband at home, I always tell. Show all that your husband, show all that power. Don't show it to teachers whom the fulcrum of the educational system lies on. Now, if then in that case, you should have gone only for experienced teachers. Why do you take novice teachers? Okay, because everybody, when I was a teacher 25 years ago, I would have done 1,000 mistakes. Now I may be doing 100 mistakes. Over a period of time, only this will be gradually be corrected. Over a period of time. Nobody is a genius. But at the time of delivery, we should ensure that the teacher delivers substantially well. It should be good to. Now, another thing that you can do, keep one support teacher in the classroom to help her to deliver the lesson. That is another thing that you can do, because your role is to uplift people in any this thing, right? I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, certainly. Thank you very much.
Vinodji, you can unmute and ask. Yes, please unmute. I am asking you to unmute. Yes, yes.
Yeah, great evening, sir. And thank you so much, ma'am, for such a powerful insight. And ma'am, just I have only one question. Since we are newly CBSE affiliated school and up to class 9 as of now.
Okay.
So is it compulsory to have like counselor and wellness teacher?
See, as much as I tell you,
Yes,
you will have, I always recommend a counselor for the school. Why? There will be issues related to student behavior. Okay, adolescents, you're going to handle adolescents, and many a times, okay, these are sometimes so challenging that the teachers cannot put it directly across to the parents. The language of a counselor is far different from a language of a teacher, right? So wellness teacher, 100% again, okay, very much required. This is my opinion, this is my opinion. Don't scrounge on all these things, because later you will be in trouble.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Also, sir, may I add to it? It's compulsory for, having a special educator and a counselor if you are going for CBSE affiliation.
Yes, sir. Right. So, sir, we got CBSE affiliation, but that time it was managed like that only. But now, as of now, next year, I'm going to have class 10th also, sir.
And sir, I'm coming for audit of your school. So I will ensure that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Priyaji,
Yes,
our
sir.
Jacob sir is there. Do you remember him? Jacob ji, you can unmute and speak. Now
Yes,
he is
sir.
principal of Village International, Kerala.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Priya madam, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm
Yes,
fine,
sir.
thank you very much. Good evening, Atulji.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yes, we were all in the same class together at one point of time, and I hope our Guruji is also here somewhere. I don't know whether he has joined the group. Priya madam, I have always believed that you are a bossini in this TQM, and I used to call you the bossini many a times when we were working together.
Sir, can I speak one minute here?
Yes, ma'am.
To all the teachers who are present here, SQA, that is at School Quality Assessment and Accreditation, Jacob sir was in charge for the first time when Indian School Muscat did it. Right, sir? If I am right?
Yes,
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Total for the entire school, he was in charge. So I know what type of work he has done for that. Right, sir?
Thank you, Priya ma'am. Priya ma'am, I have only a request actually.
Yes.
You have shared a lot of slides and, for quality management, a lot of points. So I was just wondering whether Abdul sir can, make a list of quality management topics, right, which each principal can tick off and, work on continuous involvement of the school.
Yes, sir.
Of the school. So I just was.
I can give him a list also. I can give him a big
I
list.
think we were discussing yesterday, and Madam agreed to send us the checklist, the format.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, even though it is available, or whether it is on the NABIT form or the SQA form or anywhere, it is all available. But if we have a ready-made list of areas, then it becomes very easy for the principals to have a look at it. Yeah.
Sir, one more thing. The SQA list, okay, is the most elaborate list, sir, that I have seen.
That's true.
It's the most elaborate list that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They don't have to refer anywhere. with the
And I wish CBSE would bring it back.
No, it has been bought back. I've got some details. Can I just share it?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Please refer to the circular, okay, dated January 20, 2020, which is provided by the CBSE, okay, and it states that every school affiliated to the board must undergo the process of SQA, okay, and update its information online on the 8 domains of school functioning, okay. Jan 20, 2020, sir. Please check that circular.
I have seen that circular, ma'am. But
yes,
after that circular, there was no follow-up.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So that's why I said that I hope they follow it up.
Yes.
Only then the schools will change.
For awareness purpose, there are 2 phases. First phase is self-assessment. So you don't have to worry about anything. And the second phase is very beautifully this thing, validation by an external peer, then assessor team, okay, and on demand by the school, which could be from the hubs of learning or on random selection by the board. You know, these are some of the parameters that are mentioned in that.
All this was put in place, but unfortunately, Madam Corona came and attacked all of us.
Now you have to shoot the Corona away. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. Well spoken. Very good. Thank you. I think my vice principal is also somewhere here. A couple of teachers are also joined.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, any more questions? Otherwise,
no. See, there's some question here. Is the term headmistress obsolete now? Should it be VP or AVP? See, it varies from school to school. Let us not, mix with these positions. That doesn't matter. Yes.
All right, then we can wind up. Over to Kanchan, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, what a wonderful session, ma'am. It was really informative and, interesting session. So before ending the session, I would like to express my gratitude to our outstanding speaker, Priya Murli, ma'am, for excellent presentation and for making this webinar exciting and meaningful, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Kanchan.
Yeah, now I desire to articulate my sincere gratitude to our beloved education icon, Mr. Abdul Salam, sir, for his support and guidance. Thank you so much, sir. I would also like to thank our president of Bharat Sahodaya, Shibu, sir, for his presence. He is not there today, but still his presence is very important and he is there behind the camera, but still he is supporting us, cooperating us all the time. So thank you so very much, Shibu, sir. Even I furthermore like to express my gratitude to my school management and colleagues for their cooperation. I would like to thank each member of Team Bharat Sahodaya. And last but not the least, I would like to thank you, dear participants, for your presence and for your response. Thank you so much. Hope you will be, even we are arranging various webinars. Sir is there, Abdul sir, to upgrade ourselves. Okay, so I'll see you soon in the next webinar. Just wanted to say one thing. Learning is a continuous process. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you so much. Yes, over to you, Salam, sir.
Thank you, Kanchan ma'am, for your contribution. Priya ma'am,
yes,
that
sir.
was awesome. Thank you so much. Everything was very crisp and clear. I know there is plenty of things to be done, but
yes.
This is just an introduction, I believe.
Yes, sir.
There is a long way to go.
Yes.
Yes, and thank you so much. I felt it was just like, it was so much helpful for new principals and those who would like to start a school.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is from there, from A to Z. So beautifully, what you consolidated the points and all. Hope we will be able to share the checklist with the participants.
Yes, sir.
Participants will be sharing with you the PPT. And as soon as I get the checklist from Priya ma'am, we will be sharing it through your emails. So thank you so much. Thank you each and everyone. Our Dr. Jayanti is here. Madam, would you like to speak a few words? She is our patron. Everybody knows.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm here to all the words of our Wonderful section, this one. So happy. Priya ma'am is very, the super resource person. Bharat Jagoday's gifts. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thanks everybody. Thank you,
ma'am.
Priya ma'am, once again. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Kanchan
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
And thanks to my team, Arun Mohan, who was operating, Priya ma'am, Arun Mohan is here, who was operating the PPT.
Okay, Mr. Arun, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, ma'am.
Yes.
And Mr. Arafat, who is running the live show. It is live on YouTube. So it will be live, it will be available, the video will be available for your reference later. Catch you again. Thank you so much. Good day. Thank you so much.